So we've only got a couple of rounds to go. We started off the day talking about the zero defects journey. So we're going to do just four quick questions, kind of do the survey, pulse survey, and get a little bit of input from you, sort of self-reflective where you think you are around that. When I think about zero defects, Barb and I were just talking, and our industry, everybody's seen the data. We're really in a pretty exciting time. The engine primes are struggling to keep up for two reasons. One, the supply base causes us pain, just like your supply base causes you pain. But two, the orders for engines is going through the roof. Airbus and Boeing and the other airframers, all the airframers want more and more and more and more. And that's across business jets. We see that Honeywell is a big supplier into the business jet business. And then in the big heavy metal, it's frightening and exciting to see how much work is out there. So the more you embrace this, the more you assure your place in this industry for the next several decades, ad infinitum. So when I think about zero defects, obviously it does sort of ensure your place in that. The more you work towards this, I like to think about cars and sort of the evolution of cars over the last 4 or 5 decades. So I'm going to date myself here a little bit. Did anybody in the room in here buy a new car in the 1970s? I can't be the only guy. Okay, there's one, somebody else. There's more gray hair in here than just mine. All right, so how much? What was the warranty that came with a new car in the 1970s? Throw it out there. No, you got a warranty. What was it? 12 months and 12,000 miles. And chances are you were going to need it. Okay. What is it now? What's the best warranty you can get on a car right now? Look at Hyundai and Kia, I think, are the two best. 10 years and 100,000 miles. And that's been over, 30 years, 35 years. So the automotive industry embracing that pursuit of zero defects and that pursuit of quality excellence using the tools that we're talking about here, specifically the APQP stuff, really made that difference. The car you buy today is so much better, and it's not just in American cars, but across the industry. They're light years difference in just 3 decades. So we're closer than we think. And it's funny to listen when people come over from the automotive industry that have been there for 20 years and they see, PPM values that are double digit, and they come into aerospace and they're like, what? Look at the values. How is this true? And it's, so we can't accept that anymore. And I think that's really, that's true for all of us. So just real quickly, we're going to ask 4 questions. So everybody get your phone out, hit the QR code. I think it launches when I hit the down button here. So here we go. Does your company formally recognize zero defects as a goal? Formally, not just a conversation, but formally recognize it. Okay, it's starting to settle in here. Absolutely, we have a plan. A little over a third. Some conversation on getting zero defects, but no plan. Ooh, that just dropped. Good. Developing a plan, but not complete. So between those two, we're about 2/3. Exactly 2/3 is where it just settled. Okay, so the some conversation, no plan, no conversation at all. Work to do. Have a plan, execution to accomplish there, and then developing a plan. Again, some work to do. Okay, that's good. That's encouraging. Next question. How would you rate your capability to assess a program of zero defects? And I have to apologize for the misspelling of program. It was one of our English friends from Rolls-Royce, and Oh, wait, we're at Rolls-Royce, aren't we? Is it schedule? Is it schedule? I don't know. Settling out? Okay, good. Some capability in place, more development. That's true for our whole industry and everything, right? Good capability and plan in place to develop further. That's good. Look at that. 87%. Fully prepared, ready to go. 10%. Not a clue. 3%. Would you guys raise your hand, the 3%? No, I'm just kidding. We have resources. There's books. We'll supply them. Grab AS 13100 and run with it as fast as you can. Okay, one more, two more actually. What do you see as your greatest barrier to accomplishing zero defects? Free text. We were going to do a word cloud. I think we could have, because these are all supply base. Management acceptance, resistance to change, supply chain standardization, human factors. So when will this settle out so that I can sort of collate, or can I? I don't want to hit the down arrow and go to the next question and lose this. Mickey Mouse. You can't really call Disney a Mickey Mouse organization, because if you've ever been there, they're pretty damn excellent, right? Tight tolerances to gauging our customers. Our customers are the biggest Barry. Barry, you rock. Thank you. I don't have my phone. It wasn't me. Okay, tight tolerance. Is it done? Okay. So if I scroll down, will I be able to see through this list, or will it take me to the next question? Okay. So I can't see all of these. You can on your phones, I think. So there are a lot of barriers. There is cost to this. Can you imagine what it costs somebody like GE or Rolls if they have to, and you can think historically, if they have to call Airbus or call Boeing or call ANA and say, we have to come remove and inspect 150 engines because this little thing is not right in the engine that we bought from a supplier. Compare that cost to what the cost of implementing this is over and over again, because it's happened over and over again. Okay. All right. What would help you most from AESQ and life, in general? How can we help you on this journey? Because it really is, Larry, I think, tried to wrap with that. It really is a partnership. We all have customers. So it's a partnership that flows up and down. On-site support, that could probably be arranged. Pratt, I think, did a couple of really good seminar sessions last week, wasn't it, on APQP? Those can be repeated. They've been recorded. They can be watched and shared. Training. Preach the prevention. We got Brother Larry for that. More frequent trainings. Best practice examples. I think that's great if we can get, and it's hard. It's hard to get suppliers willing to come up and share. We got 3 of them on their deployment journey. We've had them in previous symposiums where they came up and shared some best practices that they had. And some pretty phenomenal results, actually, where they've really grasped and run with this. And that was before it was 13100. It's when it was the 00 through 08. Continue to partner, develop suppliers, understand the value and expected results. Member support for correcting known design issues. Amen. Primes have more conversations at the commercial level instead of focusing primarily on QA teams. I think you also mean at the contracts level. Success stories, we talked about that. Additional resources and capacity. Yeah, that's an internal conversation you have to have. Less cost for required training. That's good feedback. Guidance documents that communicate common language, online knowledge-based applications. And that was the attempt to make the language common, and sometimes maybe we get in our own way trying to simplify things and make them difficult. So that's why we're eager to get into the next rev. Higher purchase price to cover costs of meeting goals. You're going to charge your customers more. Teach in colleges and universities. That would be fantastic to get this out at the college level. Okay, I think that's it for this. And I have the honor of introducing my good friend, Helen Yaknagren, who's going to come up and she's going to discuss how you get involved. And we do welcome involvement. I think we talked about that a little earlier, but member involvement. And she's awesome, so give her your ear.
Thank you, Barry. Well, I kind of thought that we better start with a Swedish lesson. Do we have any Swedish speaking audience here today? No. Okay. So I will tell you something you can bring home tonight. Det ska vara lätt att göra rätt. And what does that mean? It means really that it shall be easy to do the right thing. And today we've had a lot of discussions about what does it mean? Does it mean for me? I don't understand the requirement. Please tell me more. Please give me training and so on. And thank goodness you have all the opportunities to help us make it easy to do right. Det ska vara lätt att göra rätt. Oops. So we have an AESQ homepage, and we mentioned it several times during the day today. And there you can find all kind of stuff. All our members, all AESQ put in frequently different kind of material in this homepage. If you haven't been there, please go there. And please click on the Get Involved tab. There you will be able to sign up for the AESQ newsletter. And you get a bit of a bing every time something happens, which is great because I'm sure that after this event, we're going to add a lot of frequently asked questions and the answers on that homepage. So sign up for that and you get more mails than ever. You can also become an AESQ member. You join the SAE G22 committee. You can join the communities of practice on LinkedIn. So everything is on this home page. One of them is, of course, the community of practice. And this is a LinkedIn page you can go into. We have several different communities. You can hook up there and you can start asking questions live and get answers live. So that's a really good place. And then, as I said, go in and get a newsletter. We try to provide all kinds of news in that one. Also getting to be an AESQ member. We have 2 levels. One is the strategy group member, and that's the 10 members that you have seen several times today, the logos. It's a very specified group. So instead of trying to get into that group, we have the AESQ membership that you can enroll in. And it's open to organizations that is engaged in their Indian supply chain. It comes with input expectation. You're not just hanging along. You need to provide resources into that group to help working with different things. And the representatives shall be senior leaders. There is a complete or a membership application form that you can click on if you go into the membership overview tab in the homepage. When you are involved in this, you can also be a member of the subject matter interest groups, which means that you help writing the reference manuals. So there is your chance to make it easy to do right. Yes, I also wanted to say that, of course, these subject matter interest groups frequently has different kind of webinars trying to voice the improvements, questions, and anything that you can come up with. So it is really good if we could have more members in there. We also have created posters, and you can find them on your tables. So you can download them and print and spread it out across your company. I can say that within GKN, this has been one of the things that has been really fruitful for people to understand the logic in a very easy way and also look at the movie that we looked at this morning. Well, of course, you also have all the opportunities to continue to follow different kind of events that we have. It forums, webinars, and all the videos that we put out there. You can take the training courses, of course. You can download your reference manuals and watch the video that I just mentioned. So, thank you very much. And Barbara, now you have the opportunity to wrap it up.
Okay, so we're gonna, I don't even think I have a page. Okay, we'll just stay there instead of on my picture. Good, so we're gonna get out early today. I think everyone won't mind that. I wanted to just wrap up the day and talk about, remind ourselves all that we've kind of learned about the day. The morning was really heavy. The afternoon, we had a lot of good questions. So I also wanted to kind of leave us with a little quote that I learned at a Boeing conference probably 2 years ago, and I just thought it was great. You can use this too. So what it says is, if you don't do APQP, you will get APQP. So what that means is if you don't do advanced product quality planning, you will get after production quality problems. I don't know why I like that so much, but I really do. So that helps me kind of frame it all up and put it all together. If you don't do APQP, you will get APQP. So, okay, we started out with Lisa this morning. And again, all these slides will be available to you. Feel free to use them in any of your own staff meetings, talking to your leadership. You also have the partnership of us, right? Your quality engineers that work directly with you, the AESQ members, the leadership of the quality engineers that work directly with you, as well as we can pull in our customers as needed. I'm sure Airbus would be more than happy to have a conversation as we try to change a culture within our own businesses. We've had to do the work ourselves within our own companies, and we know that you're doing the work too. It's a lot of work. We're on a journey. So we started the morning with Lisa talking about the AESQ journey and mission, where we started, why we started, and why it's such a noble journey. It's a great group of people to work with, like we said, passionate about improving quality. And I think that there's, we've made a lot of progress, but there's still a long way to go. And then Larry went through the details and walked through the 13,100 standard, kind of line by line. And then since then, we've kind of gone into a lot more detail. Earl with the consolidation of the AS series into AS 13,100. So I think that was a question for a lot of people on, we had these individual standards, now where are they? And I think we've admitted we've been on a journey. So originally we created these consolidated standards thinking that was going to be beneficial, but then we ended up with all these individual standards on top of our own flow down requirements. And we thought that's more for you than less. So let's take them all, look at our own individual flow down standards, like S1000, pull in the AS series, get rid of those, and now you have one. You have one that matches up for everybody. The benefits of the reference materials. So The reference materials are made up of members like you who have joined some of these writing teams, as well as our own individual subject matter experts on the various topics. And they're just a wealth of knowledge. Even on our own internal shops, this is all about supplier quality. Our own internal shops have access to that and use some of that information. So it's available to everybody. Then Liz talked about our deployment journey. Right when this was published in March of 21, we started thinking, okay, so we have over a year and a half to get this implemented, but we understand that this is going to be a transition for the supply base. Let's start now. So we started creating kind of a roadmap, holding ourselves accountable to when we were going to actually put that in our flow down requirements, and really started creating webinars, content for training, as well as some of these supplier forums to kind of get that info out. But all of this has been with a back and forth with you all on questions. So, hey, I don't understand this. What do you mean? And then we've tried to answer those questions. But we do need your feedback, and we appreciate you all being here today and giving us, helping us understand where there's confusion, where there might be problems, so we can work together to resolve. Because it is an end goal that we do all have. So Jim then went over, what to expect January 1st, kind of what does that look like, some of the survey overviews that Liz then jumped into, where we've sent out 3 surveys over the course of time, just to kind of check in and pulse, where are you and what do you need to continue your journey for deployment? And then we've come up with that content. So hopefully you've been able to feel some of that as we've gone along. Your top risks, throughout those surveys have been APQP, human factors, and sub-tier management. I think after all of this, you'd agree that that's still the case, and that needs to continue to be worked. So Ricardo then went through, APQP, PPAP, when does it apply, and who should be involved. And I think after that, we all understand everyone should be involved. It's a team sport. I can speak for GE. We've had multiple pilot projects that we've worked this year. The only way to learn is by doing. So we can train our people, but until you're actually digging into a project and working through it and kind of, okay, what's our next step? How do we work with this, with the supplier, with our engineering teams, with our own internal supply chain? You're not going to be able to get to that next step. So at any point in time that you have the opportunity to partner on a project, take it. It's free help, free advice, and ultimately we'll have a better quality product out of it. And then I think the highlight of the day for me was listening to our suppliers. So really, really excellent job by J&L Machine, SKF, and Parker Meggitt. That was a lot for them to sign up for and come up in front of you all and kind of talk about their plan. We didn't do a lot of talking ahead of time in terms of exactly what we wanted to see. We really just wanted to hear from them specifically on how they've attacked it. You can hear that there's a lot of different approaches. So lots of different methods to get there. Then in the afternoon, OEM unique requirements, as well as the FAQ panel that got nice and heated, but that's reality, right? That's reality. We're all kind of struggling with different things and understand that we're at different places in our journey. So we understand that. I think the most important thing for us to come away with is that we are on a journey. It's an exciting and noble journey to get to 0 defects. Barry talked about, the automotive industry, and I know, at GE we've hired a lot of engineers from the automotive industry as we are ramping up our teams, as well as working towards APQP and a 0 defect culture. And there is kind of a shock factor there as well in terms of, so where are these systems that I use? Where's the template that I'm supposed to use? How do the suppliers do this? Well, we're all working on that journey together. So we've made so much progress over the last couple of years, but we're still there. And then, just for all of us to understand, we are one AESQ, but we are all different companies. So there is real legal ramifications and oversight from, SAE. Becky Lemon is with us in all of our meetings and conversations on how much we can talk about and how much we can work together and consolidate. We can't kind of go in together on on everything. We are separate companies, but we've kind of pushed the limit as far as we could in terms of what can we talk about our standards and where can we consolidate. So that's been the goal and vision. With that, I mean, we just want to say thank you. This has been our first in-person supplier forum since October of 2019. You can see that our agenda, we had to move a lot of things around because we miscalculated some timing and recognized that some things went a little faster, some things went a little slower than we thought. But it's been so fun to kind of trial this out with you all. Appreciate you being the guinea pigs on our first in-person. We have another one in France in a couple weeks, and then we'll get back to a good rhythm next year in terms of kind of 2 per year, or first half, second half. Please stay involved if that's, I ask, and kind of bring this message back out to your businesses. If you look at total cost of quality, you will see that the work we are doing up front, it pales in comparison in terms of cost to the issue you could possibly get later. And I know we've all seen those slides, put the work in up front, don't have an issue later. But I can tell you, as the quality leader for sourcing quality leader for GE Aviation, we've had plenty of examples that are extremely high dollar issues, in terms of pulling engines back from a customer or whatnot, and you do not want to be in that situation. So I think if you broaden your scope a little bit and look at this as a total quality versus just, in my group right now, is this a little bit more effort or a little less? You will see the big picture and come on that journey with us. So with that, thank you and have a great rest of your day.